Well, all right. It is Monday, January 29, 10 a.m. West Coast, and I am wrapped up for the day. And today was not a bad day. 3 wins, no losses. As you can see here, PA number two took 2 wins, only $57. I'll get into why these numbers are what they are, but because it's going to be a little bit different than what I've been doing previously. My new PA that I passed the evaluation Friday, got a first trade on that today, up $51. And then evaluation 22 is a evaluation that renewed this weekend. Obviously, I previously blew it up, so it's a reset and renewed account starting fresh. One trade on that one for $51. And then evaluation 33 took all 3 trades on it with the copier, and that one was up $88. So before I get into the trades, today was my first live stream ever, and that was pretty cool. I had, I think, up to, I don't know, 5 people watching at one time, which was more than I was expecting. I thought maybe I'd get 1 or 2 tops. And so that's something I'm going to do every day now, between 9:45 a.m. Eastern and 12:30 p.m. Eastern, which for me on the West Coast is 6:45 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Is when I'm going to be primarily trading. Now, I may start a little bit later, sometimes closer to 10 a.m., and I may finish either earlier or later sometimes, but that's roughly when I'm planning on streaming. And the reason for that is just because I'm taking more trades now. And so before, when, my reviews would be like 1 or 2 trades tops in a day, Friday, for anyone that didn't watch, I had 11 trades, and I went 10-1 that day. And this is going to be how things are going to start to go. I'm going to start getting more trades. And so it's just too much for me to, in these reviews that I'm recording like right now, to show every live recording of every trade I'm taking. If I'm taking 10 or 11 trades a day, it's going to be like an hour video every time. And it's an extra hour out of my day to record it. And if I mess something up or have a technical problem, I have to re-record the whole thing, which is kind of what happened last week. So I decided that instead of making those videos very long to watch and showing every trade like that, what I'm going to do is just live stream so that anyone can tune in and see how I'm progressing throughout the day. And you can watch my review, and then you can go back and skip through the live stream recording that I'll leave on my channel, and then you can just find each trade if you want, and you can see how it played out in real time. So that's kind of the idea behind that. What else can I talk about real briefly? Today is the last day of the 80% discount for Apex. You could use this code or any other if you're looking to get some evaluations. Probably a good time to pick them up, because who knows when the next sale will be. I still think that they're going to do a 90% sale at some point, because they just hit 90 million payouts last week. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought that back at some point. Although they've been running this current discount for a while now, so maybe it won't be for, a month or something potentially. Who knows? You never know when they're going to do it. Also, the 1-day pass. They're running a promo right now. You could pass a evaluation in 1 day. You could see I'm not really trying to take advantage of that. That's not where my focus is right now. My focus is just on my own system of trading. And so I'm not YOLOing to try to pass accounts. And I've fallen for that previously. It's a cool thing. I like the promo, but I'm not at a point yet where I can just frivolously be burning accounts, just trying to YOLO it in 1 day. So I'm just not even trying to do that, but it is a cool thing. And that ends today at market close. So whenever today's session ends for you, for me, it's 2 p.m. West Coast. I think it's 5 p.m. East Coast. The 1 day to pass will be over. And yeah, so let's, what else can I talk about? Okay, so for anyone that hasn't been watching me, if let's say this is the first time you're watching me, I started YouTube in September. I was starting to trade in September with my own system that I came up with, and I did really well for 2 months. And then like the third month or so, just crashed and burned, blew up a bunch of accounts, really sucked. So before that, I was trading Max PAT system, price action trading system, and I was trading on ES, and mixed results, never able to get beyond a break-even trader at best. And then when I'd hit a brick wall, I'd lose profits or wherever I was at, or blow up accounts, or just always get to a point where I'd hit a brick wall and never able to get payouts, never able to build up my own live account, and just so those were the two systems I tried. In the meantime, my brother's been trading himself as well, and he came up with a system. And so after I blew up all my accounts, or most of my accounts, the end of last year, from Christmas break, right after Christmas, the week after Christmas through before New Year's, I started trading his system here on NQ, and it was working for me. So now I'm dedicated to trading this system. It's still new for me. This has been the first month fully trading it, and things are going well. I have blown up accounts, but it's also because I'm kind of testing things out with the system and seeing where I can push its limits, and if I need rules or no rules, or so I'm kind of modifying still. But the past couple weeks have been going really well. I've been building up my PA account number 2 really solidly. As you can see here, I'm starting to get close to where I can qualify for a payout. I've already traded the 10 days, so now it's just all about hitting the profit target, and I'm not too far off. So that's good. And I've only been trading this PA account with the system. So all of my profits are from my current system that I'm trading. And the other thing I was doing was I had been trading 2 contracts per trade on this account since I started after Christmas in this whole month. And what I've done today, because of my experience on Friday, where I kind of had a realization to myself that when a chart is working, and I look at multiple charts throughout the day of NQ. I'm only looking at NQ, and I look at different tick charts. So when I have a chart that is consistently winning for my profit target every day, or throughout the session of the day, that's the chart that I want to be trading. And I'm, like Friday, when I just lean into it and take virtually every entry, I could get 11 trades in a day like I did Friday. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do now. And so you're going to see that I'm starting to take a lot more trades. And because I'm taking a lot more trades, I decided to reduce my risk. Since it's turning more into volume trading, then I'm not trying to make as much per trade necessarily, and I don't want to risk as much per trade since I'm in the market more often. So now I'm trading 1 contract on my PA accounts, and so whereas 2 contracts was $100 per trade, now it's going to be about $50 per trade, and I'm hoping to take what I'm going to try to do is start each day on 1 PA account, and I'll probably copy an evaluation with it. And I'm going to be looking to take between 3 to 5 trades per day on each PA. So I'll start with 1 PA, try to get my 3 to 5 trades. Hopefully they're all winners. And then if I have all winners and the chart's running hot still, then I'll switch to my second PA. I'll copy a different evaluation, and I'll try to get, again, 3 to 5 trades. So that's anywhere between $150 to $250 per day that I'm trying to capture on my PA accounts per PA account. And then if I manage to do that on both PA accounts, then it's just easy trading the rest of the day on my evaluations. And I'll try to cycle through all these accounts, not copy trading too much. Like today, what I did was my first trade was on PA2, and I copied evaluation 33 at the same time. So the first 2 trades were PA2 and evaluation 33, and then my third trade was PA6 and evaluation 22, and I copied evaluation 33 also. So let me get into the trades, I think, at this point. But yeah, anytime anytime you want to check me out, I will be live streaming in the morning from now on, so you can see how I'm doing. And I'm more than happy to have conversations if anyone wants to type into the chat, talk about things, talk about what I'm doing. I don't want to get into details. I'm not going to try to teach anyone to trade the way I'm trading. I'm not qualified for that. I still have not received any payouts on Apex to date. I've been trading on Apex since basically the beginning of last April. It was technically the very last week of March 2023 that I started trading Apex. And I've been really close to getting a payout 3 or 4 times, within like one trade, the way I was trading before. And every time just managed to get a loss right there at the payout qualifying amount. And then I would just essentially, get a couple losses or something and never be able to build back, or get almost back. And then, and then eventually I blew up those accounts. So I had 5 PA accounts. The only one that was remaining from those 5 is PA number 2, which is my best account right now. And in PA 6, I passed an evaluation this past Friday. And so today was the first day I traded PA 6. So let's get into the trades. And I'm not going to show, like I said, I'm not going to show each live trade recording in this review. You can just go back to my live stream to see any of the trades if you want to see how they played out live. All right, let's take a look here. All right, so as you can see here, the overnight session had a big 2 legs up, and then it was just basically in a range-like structure. And I started today a little bit later than I intended. My start was somewhere right around here at 7. So the fact that I had seen some support here, it looked very rangy. Now, I didn't draw this at the time, this white line. I'm going to take that away. Now, if you see that I take that away, this is the previous day's close at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific. So you can see that close price was acting as support. But in any case, none of that really comes into play. Here's where the opening line is, this white dashed line. The highs of the day is the green up here. And, like I said, I'm trading where I'm looking at multiple charts. I start my day and I look for tick charts that are working for my scalp size on the entries that I take. And I'm looking for charts that have no losses, or maybe like 1 loss in the overnight. And when I find those charts, those are the charts I choose to trade from. And a lot of times there's 2, 3, maybe 4 charts that I can take trades off of that I found. And I just go with the first 3 or 4 that I find and I trade those. So, I'm not going to really talk about how I see it, but I have an indicator and I could pretty much see without having to manually look at each one and measure each thing. I can just look at a chart and see whether they all worked or not. There's an indication that I can see on my other charts. So today, like I said, I started around here, 7 o'clock, and we're getting this push up right through the EMA. And this is a trade that I would not normally take. To me, I would be thinking we got a strong push through the EMA, and I would think maybe there would be like more of a second leg up back to the highs of the day at this point. If I was looking at this, in the way Mac teaches, I'd probably be looking at it like a structure like that. And so this is a trade I wouldn't take, because I would want it to be higher for me to take an entry like this. But I'm not trading max style here. So I got an entry here. I got an indication for an entry, and I took it, and it was a winner, as you can see here. Now I trade where my sim account is my leader account on my copier. And then I copy trade to any Apex accounts that I want to trade in. It makes it easy, because then I can just choose in one window in my copier, okay, I want this account and this account on for this trade. And so it's just like a one-stop shop where I can choose which accounts I'm trading. and it makes it a lot easier than having to go into the chart trader and say, oh, I want to trade this account this time, and then have to go back in and change it to, I want to change, it's just an easier process. The window's always up, and it's just clicking on the little circles, and it's just like the way that I like the best. The problem with it is sometimes when you have the sim as the leader, the problem is your fills on the copier on your Apex accounts don't work properly. So you really have to watch it and manage it closely. And that's essentially what happened on this first trade for me. So the leader account, the sim account, reached the profit target and filled. But I could see in this window over here, my positions, that my Apex account and my evaluation, the contracts were still there and the P&L was still moving. So I recognized it right away, and then it was just all about deciding when the time to flatten all was. And I try to give it a chance to go back into profit, because typically what happens is it hits the target and then it backs up immediately, right? And so by the time I noticed it was in the red, and so I was trying to wait for it to get in the green. And on the first trade, if you go back and look at my live recording, my live stream, on PA2, I think I made like $11 when I closed it, or $8, something like that. And on my evaluation number 33, it lost like $8. So it just is what it is. When you have to flatten all, you're getting a market order close, and you're just at the mercy of whatever you can get. So I could have waited. Clearly, you see it would have worked. And it's funny, if I would have just not done anything and waited, I could have really turned it into a big win. But look how this bar ended up closing. Now, I got out before this bar finished like that. I got out when price was still down here. But if I was stuck in this trade and the bar closed like that, I would have been really worried, because in my mind, I was still thinking that it was going to go higher originally, even though I took the trade for the short. So this was me, just managing the situation as it happens. And that's one of the tough things about using a copier. Mess ups like that are going to happen. And it's just up to me to really supervise it and make sure that I make the best decision I can for myself, so it doesn't turn into a huge loss. And it's especially something I don't want to have happen with this PA number 2 account, because this is, I'm the closest I can be right now to a payout on that. So I'm not taking any chances. If something like that happens, I'm just getting out pretty quickly for the best case scenario that I can think to do. And if I miss all this, well, that's fine. It's a win. Even if it was a little red, I would have considered it a win, because the trade worked, and it's just a technical issue at that point. So I would not take that trade according to any rules I have. Again, it's just trusting the chart. This chart had no losses in the entire session leading up to that trade. So in a situation like that, where I'm seeing that sort of thing, I'm just gonna go with it and trust the system. And if I get a loss, I get a loss. It's not me analyzing the market. That's not what I'm doing here at all anymore. And it's kind of why I really like the system that I'm trading now. I'm not analyzing. I'm not drawing channels. I'm not looking for breaks and new highs. I'm not, looking for triple tests off ranges. I'm simply just looking for entries according to my system on winning charts. And when it's winning, I'm taking the trade. And if I take a loss, well, it's going to be the first loss of the day on that chart. And the odds were against it, but it happened. And I'll be able to live with that. So, but it kind of takes it out of my hands. And when I was getting losses before, and I know a lot of people that trade like Max system and whatever system you're trading, if you're analyzing the market and you take a trade and you get a loss, you get down on yourself, you feel bad. Why did I do that? I didn't see something right. Oh, I shouldn't have taken it for this reason or that reason. Like, all of that is gone with the system. And that's why I really like it. If I get a loss, it was against the odds to get the loss. I got it. I did what I was supposed to do. I'm taking every entry, and it is what it is. So anyway, one win there. Then not too much later, this was at 7:15 basically. My next trade was at 7:27, so virtually 10 minutes later. Another setup here. Again, I doubt I would have taken this trade according to any rules that I have. I don't love the signal bar when it looks like this, but I got an entry. The chart again still hasn't lost, so I took the trade. It won. And you can see, I don't know if I would have got a runner on this or not, because it might have backed up in the candle in real time if I was playing for a runner, but it did make a bit of a move. I'll probably explore runners again at some point. But right now I'm not doing runners because I'm reducing risk and raising the volume in my trades. So because I'm taking so many more trades now, I want to have reduced risk each trade because I'm in the market much more often. So that was my second trade. Now this chart got into a really tight, kind of choppy range here in between the previous day close and the opening price. And so I just chose not to take any trades. There was actually a setup in here to go short, kind of here at the bottom somewhere. And that's why I had that white line drawn earlier. If you watch my live stream, I kind of drew this at some point and talked about it, how there's clearly a lot of support here. So I wouldn't want to take a trade short into all of this somewhere in this madness. I forget if I think it was this chart, but I forget. And if I had taken that trade when it happened, it would have been a loss. So, that's a case where, very few times where I'm going to make decisions of not taking a trade on a winning chart. And that's like the example of like a time where I'm not going to take a trade, where bars are stacking up and it's clearly going into strong support. And it's just not worth it because that might be the first loss of the day on the chart. And in this case, that was the first loss on that chart today. And so after that point on this chart, I really just decided that I didn't really trust it. The price action was really slow today and really choppy. And so I was just very wary of this chart after what would have been a loss if I did take it. And then it started to get some more wins as this started to happen. But I wasn't feeling the price action. I just wasn't trusting the chart at that point. I had a loss and I thought, well, maybe they'll get another loss at some point as well. So then I was looking at my other charts and I got a signal on a different chart. So then I switched and I'll bring that chart up here. So then I went to this chart here. And you can see I took this long. Now, again, this is another trade. Actually, let me go back for a second. On this chart, you can see trade number 1 was PA number 2 and evaluation number 33. And then trade number 2, I did PA number 2 again, and then evaluation 33 again. So my first 2 trades were on the same 2 accounts. And I was planning on trading 3 to 5 trades on those 2 accounts together. But then seeing what the kind of slow action, choppy day it was, I decided, okay, I had that little glitch with the first trade and I got a win on the second trade. I wasn't liking this price action. So I decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to put this PA to bed for the day. It's got a win. It's a little bit closer to my target for a payout. And I'm going to switch it to my new PA account number 6, which today would be the first day I'm trading it. So I just wanted to explain that real quick. So then, let's see. So then I switched to this account. And so now you can see I took the trade on PA6 and evaluation 33, which is the evaluation I took on my first 2 trades, and I added evaluation 22. So I wasn't really intending to trade like 3 accounts in one trade today necessarily, or any day. But account number 33 is my worst standing account in terms of the balance. So I'm kind of thinking I'm just going to take every trade on 33 and try to build it up while I'm, taking trades on a PA account or other evaluation accounts, or whatever the case may be. So on my third and last trade of the day, I actually took it on 3 accounts. And again, it doesn't fit my rules. It was kind of like a engulfing candle, but it was an entry according to my system going right into the EMA. And so, and again, this chart also had no losers. Actually, it had one loser somewhere over here in the overnight, if I remember correctly. But I'm not too worried about that if it's like over here, like Sunday night kind of thing. As long as everything else is getting wins all through this before my trade, which is what the case was. So it was like looking like a winning chart, and took the trade and got a win. And as you can see, it was the beginning of a really big move here. And it really made a big move. But at this point, after this trade, this was an area where I just wasn't seeing any setups, and just really slow grind up at that point. So no reason to take any trades is how I looked at it. And as you can see here, this is the live market now. So what else can I say? I think I've basically said it all as far as an update. This is my 5th week, I believe, trading the system on YouTube. And as you can see, my stats over here in the yellow, just down here, 3-0 for today, so 3-0 for the week now, and 42-11 overall for 2024. That's every single trade I take is recorded on YouTube. Now it'll be on live stream and will be discussed here on the review. And I don't take any trades that aren't shown or recorded or shown on YouTube. So every single trade I take, 42-11, 79%. And there's a number of these losses that I could have avoided. Like today, I could have had a loss today, but I avoided it. And I think there was even, forget where it was. I think there was another trade. I think here. There was an entry for a short here, and I chose not to do it because I just know, when I have a bullish bar like this, and it's gone through the EMA and we're in a range like structure, and I was already expecting it to get to the highs again. I don't want to go short here. So even though I had an indication to go short, this would have been another loss as well. So stayed away from 2 losses today. So, I'm leaning into the chart. I guess it was maybe it was on this chart. I forget. I think it's the one I just showed. So I'm taking every trade, but I do have like a couple kind of reasons why I will stay out of an entry. If there's just something I really don't like about it, because I know that, even if you're on a winning chart that hasn't taken a loss all day, 1 second here. Yeah. So with this system, even if I'm trading on a chart that hasn't taken a loss all day, eventually there will be a loss. The later you trade, there will be a loss on the chart. And so I'm understanding that I'm using the edge of the chart, but if there's something that just looks completely like that trade really, really should lose, I'm not going to take it. But there's some trades, if you look at my Friday session, there's some trades I took that were like, did not look like good trades at all. In reality, 10 of my winners, there was only one trade that would have fit any of my rules for me to take on my own. If I was applying like my price action rules to the setups, it would have been a 1-0 day trading that way. So I had a 10 in one day, and most of the setups didn't look great, but they didn't look like egregiously like against a reason why to not take a trade necessarily. It's hard to explain. But the one loss that I took on Friday was kind of like the one I just showed a second ago, where it's like, I've seen that happen so many times where there's an entry technically, but it doesn't make sense to enter there going essentially counter trend. So, there's going to be a lot of times where I do take counter trend trades with this system, but there's just going to be certain circumstances where I'm going to decide this one I'm not going to take. And I'm going to try to hopefully reduce a couple losses I would otherwise take trading this way by doing that. But I'm going to have a lot more trades than I typically have. Even today, just in comparison to Friday, seems like a low amount of trades, only 3. But for the way I've been trading for the past 3 years, and if you look at my YouTube, 3 trades for me is still a lot. I was typically getting, the vast majority of days, 1 or 2 trades tops, really my entire trading career. So even 3 trades just today on a slow moving day like this with a lot of slow moving, not a lot of price action. 3 trades is a lot for me still. So, okay. This video is getting long, 30 minutes. I think I've said everything I want to say for now. Again, 80% discount going on. You can use this code or any other. 1-day pass is going to end at the end of today's session and go back to a 7-day evaluation on all evaluations if you haven't passed yet, or if you pick up any new accounts from that point. And let me think if there's anything else I want to say here. Oh yeah, one more thing. I drew this just at the end of my session. Kind of looking one leg up and kind of expecting another leg up. And my thought was just, if it doesn't reach this, then we're going to be going, all the way back down to the lows or down here. Usually if it doesn't reach a measured move of a leg like that, then you could kind of expect the opposite direction to happen. But that was just something I had in mind. And again, that's why I didn't really love this first trade, and it's not a trade I would have taken on my own. But my trade number 2 and trade number 3 were good for those reasons that I did have personally a long bias in my own mind. So I like the long trades better than the short trade. And let's see. Okay, so yeah, again, that was my day, 3-0. 3 trades taken across 4 different accounts, and I will be live streaming again tomorrow. And feel free to say hi, and if you want to talk about anything, I'm down. And hoping to build the channel and do this and just record my my progress and my journey trading prop accounts. And I only trade with Apex. I don't do any other prop firms out there. I use Alpine Trader as an inspiration, so shout out to him. He's kind of been an inspiration to me in terms of how I'm molding my strategy for how I trade my Apex accounts. And I like to watch his live stream. So I won't be really talking during my live stream much unless somebody says something to me, or if something occurs to me to say, before or after a trade, or if I'm chatting with somebody. But otherwise, my stream will just document my trades, and that's the purpose of my YouTube channel, is to just really, the only reason is to document my journey. I'm just a normal guy trying to figure out how to make some profits trading, and start trading Apex prop accounts, and want to see if I can make this a way to make some extra money and have some success with trading. So that's the point of this, to see where I started from and hopefully where I get to, and hopefully that will be a positive experience, and I'll have a it'll be kind of cool to look back and go, oh God, look at where I started from when I was blowing up accounts in December. And hopefully I get to a place where I'm really making this work. So that's the purpose of this. And for anyone out there that's watching, if you're someone like me, that's, I've been doing this for 3 years now, trading futures. I was trading ES, like I said, and now I'm trading NQ only. And, so for anyone else out there that's been struggling and trying to figure out a way to be profitable doing this and have some success, I'm right there with you. I'm the same as you. And this is just all about trying to figure that out. And so I'm modifying things as I go. If you look at my past, 4 weeks here in 2024, you've seen I've made a lot of modifications. I was trading 4 contracts with 1 runner, 3 scalps and 1 runner just last week and prior for a little bit. And before that, I was just trading 2 contracts for just a scalp. So, making modifications here and there. But let's see if I can, let's see where I can go from here. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you know people that are interested in trading Apex accounts and want someone else to follow, or they're looking for someone else to follow, and see the struggles, if you send them my way, I appreciate it. And if you use my code, I appreciate it. And we'll see how we do tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with a live stream. Check it out.